Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Friday, January 14th at 3:24 p.m. here in Northern California. The market is moving in certain areas, and in other areas it's not moving so much. Got a whole bunch of charts up here to go through today. Not sure how many of them I'll get through. Taking requests from my Patreon members. Shout out to the members of my Patreon community. You all make it possible for me to do what I do. But all of you who watch these videos, I appreciate you very much, and I appreciate those of you who have subscribed to this channel. You make it possible for me to do what I do, and so I'm thankful for that. Starting with this Bitcoin chart, basically, we've been looking at this bearish scenario to see what's going to play out. The thing that I want to draw to your attention is that if we just get rid of this, we've got a clear uptrend here. And when I say we're in an uptrend, what I say is we're making higher lows. Simultaneously, we're making higher highs. That is an uptrend, which is bullish. However, this particular uptrend is also a reversal pattern. And this reversal pattern is called an ascending narrowing wedge. And so what we can very easily do here is come up, bounce up and down here before we finally break down. However, it is also possible for an ascending narrowing wedge to break bullish. It breaks bearish a certain percentage of the time, somewhere in the 60-something percentile, but a certain percentage of the time it breaks bullish. And if it breaks bullish, then that ascending narrowing wedge, basically, you can kind of chart the targets using the depth of the wedge. And so that's 124%. And so if we do break bullish, let's say we break right there, I know it's arbitrary, that would take us up to about $160,000. So there's a number of scenarios, and we've been talking about the fact that even from a macro position, Bitcoin is bearish in the long term. That is, it's winding down. At a certain point, it's going to hit its top, whether that top is up here or down here where it is now. At a certain point, it's going to hit its top, and then it's going to break down, and it's going to go into a bear market for a little while, or at least there's going to be a bearish trend. Now, my anticipation is that it's not going to hit that point until August of 2022. However, I could be completely wrong. And so we've been talking about that, and we've been watching it. This macro trend is still bullish. And in actuality, we could still be bullish in this macro trend, even if we came down and tested $28,000, which would be basically the import of breaking down bearish. If we chart the depth of this, that's about 54%. And if we break bearish here, let's say we break bearish here, I know it's very arbitrary, but I'm just guessing in terms of the timing. The timing we can't get right, but if we were to break bearish at that point and we got the full 54%, that would take us down to 18,000 if we got half of that. So it'd be anywhere from half to 2/3 of that. 26 or 27% would be half of that. 27% would take us to 30,000. Yeah. So that's what I'm anticipating. Basically, not that we'd get the whole drop down to 18,000, but that it would take us down to about 29,000. I see that if we were to get that kind of a drop, it would take us down to 29,000, which would basically be support in this trend, and we could continue from there up to the top here of this trend line, right? So even if we break down, it's not over for BTC. It would simply be a temporary setback. Taking a look at BCH, not much to say here, except we've still got support here at the bottom of this RSI trend. We need to break back above this line and head towards the top. We need to actually break above this trend before we're bullish again. Same thing here in the price. We need to break above this trend here before we're bullish again, and we need to start making some higher highs. Just watching BCH. XRP looks slightly more bullish, looks a lot more bullish than BCH in actuality. We've got hidden bullish divergence here in the RSI, and we've got a nice symmetrical triangle here in the price. And we just keep moving within this triangle. If you look at the history of XRP, we just keep moving from triangle to triangle to triangle to triangle. We just keep retriangling and retriangling. But once we get a bullish break above this triangle, my next target is going to be $3.80 for XRP. Looking at THETA token is making a nice dragon here. And this candle pattern, as I've said, is a bull pennant. We're just waiting for a burst in volume. And once we break bullish above this trend line and we see the RSI move towards the top of this line, we're going to move towards our first and second target, which in the Cryptogenic portfolio, which you can get in the Cryptogenic Patreon community, would be our first profit take levels. I was asked by one of my patrons to chart UOS. I don't think I charted it yesterday, which was when it was requested, so I'm going to take a look at it right now. And basically, simply looking at this clear uptrend, we're just moving up. We're moving up. Okay, so that's bullish. Let's see what the RSI is giving us. I wonder if I can throw a hull suite on here. Probably not enough. Oh, yeah, we've got enough. We've got barely enough information to show us that we've been above this hull suite for quite some time. So this has been bullish, really going all the way back to July of 2020. The question is, how long can we continue to be bullish? And if we take a look, all right, so we had some bearish divergence in the RSI, which we broke above for a moment, but broke back down. However, if we actually get rid of that line and just think of this as more of a macro trend, then we've got a higher high in the RSI here. If we could make another one, if we can continue this trend and come up to the top of this line, then this is wildly bullish. But let's see what's happening here in the RSI. Yep, we're making, yeah, this is bullish. We're making higher lows in the RSI, higher highs in the RSI. If we continue in this trend here and come up toward the top of this line, what will probably happen is we'll break at least to the top of this line, if not above it. So UOS looks like it's doing well. I don't know what this stuff is, but it's made 6,000% since August of 2020. So if you bought this junk in August of 2020, you're up 6,000%, which is pretty cool. 6,693% to be exact, at the top at least. At this point here, you're still up 3,477%, which is beastly. POLYX, this is another one that was requested by members of my, or a member of my Patreon community. Let's see where we are. At this point, a slightly higher low, which is cool. And we've got a corresponding uptrend in the price, which is nice, bullish. All right. And we've got an uptrend in the RSI, which means that the RSI agrees with the price. And that's always nice when there's agreement. Okay. It's convergence between the RSI and the price. So we've got a nice uptrend in the RSI, a nice uptrend in the price. Those two indicators together tell me that we're bullish. Now, the only thing we don't have is volume. And so if we get some volume, we could do pretty well here. Basically, we're ranging here. The top of this range is 500%. So, yes, it's gone up 561%. But then from this top, it also went down 80%. Let's do that. Actually, let's do this. Here is about 570%. And if we use that as the top, We're down 80% basically. Well, we went down as far as 80%, and now we're up 50%. It's amazing how these swings take place. So it looks bullish. There's just no volume here. And if we get some real volume here, this thing probably could go somewhere, it looks like. But the cool thing is it's pretty close to the ground floor. I mean, if this is the ground floor, we're only up 92% from the ground floor. I don't know what this is, but if you're into it, if this is your thing, might not be bad to put a... Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just making observations here. All right. This is the ugliest chart. It's the most convoluted chart, so I'm going to start over. And I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, let's start over, and let's see what's happening with LTC, which is one of my favorites, but I haven't looked at it in a minute because nobody seems to care about it. But I did get a request from a member of my Patreon community to take a look at LTC and give us an update, and I am very happy to do so because LTC still has my heart. Sorry, guys. This looks a lot like XRP in a sense that it's triangling. Okay, so we've got a wedge, and it's a wedge. It's a narrowing wedge. It's neither an uptrend nor a downtrend. It's a downtrend in terms of lower highs, but it's an uptrend in terms of higher lows. And so that's indecision in the market. But let's see what we find from the RSI. All right, so here in the RSI, we've got convergence between this high and that high. The RSI agrees. We've also got convergence between this low and this low. So the RSI agrees. But we have divergence between this low and this low. So if we look at it from this perspective, we're making a lower low while we're making a higher high, which is hidden bullish divergence. Simultaneously, we're making lower highs here from this perspective. So the price and the RSI look exactly the same except for the lows. Here we're making higher lows, here we're making lower lows, which means that we've got hidden bullish divergence in this chart, which means that LTC is winding up to take off, my friends. So that's good news. I like LTC. SLP. What a great disappointment this junk has turned out to be. Good night. Last time I charted this, I said, well, can't go any lower, right? I mean, I just can't see it going much lower, and it was already 93% down from this top here. Well, guess what? Probably as soon as I said it, we got this bearish engulfing candle. We are at present down 95.48%. I don't know what this junk is, honestly, and I don't know if it's just garbage or what, but good Lord, what is going on? What is going on, folks? Not even enough information to throw a whole sweet indicator on it. Maybe if we go to the daily chart, we might be able to get a little bit more information. Look at this junk. Look how okay, on the daily we are way oversold, okay? Way oversold. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, this is a major sell-off. It's almost like people are just dumping this stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to dump it. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to dump it at this point. To me, at least. all I can say is it's been nothing but doo-doo for quite some time. But maybe at some point it will become manure and grow into something useful. But it smells terrible at this point, I can tell you that. I mean, the smell is tremendously bad. So the big question is this the floor? Well, let's hope we've hit the ground floor. That's all we can do at this point is hope. But I mean, for this RSI, I mean, it bounced here. Maybe that was the bottom. But we got to break above this line to be able to say anything about a trend. Because right now, the trend is just going straight to hell. But honestly, I'm tempted to buy a few more of them just to lower my dollar cost average. But good night, folks. I mean, down 86%. Perfect time to buy, right? Down another 87%. How do you have two consecutive 80+% plunges? There's almost no market confidence in this at this point. Will that change? Maybe. It's kind of like real estate in the inner city that just is devalued to the point that it becomes irresistible. So maybe this junk becomes irresistible and folks start buying it up. Either way, I'm just going to ride it out. Oh well. Power. Somebody asked me to chart power. I need a couple things in this chart. First, I need to see my whole suite indicator. Then I need to see where the volume is. Do we have any volume here? All right. Yep, we got some volume. We're bullish on the whole suite indicator, which is nice. Look at this. We need another candle like that. Okay, what am I seeing with this? Nice uptrend in the RSI, nice uptrend in the price, uptrend in the highs, downtrend in the lows. So what does that mean? Well, unfortunately, that's bearish divergence. You're making higher highs, simultaneous lower lows. And secondly, yeah, this looks a lot like Bitcoin. Like if you look at the Bitcoin chart over here on January 4th, we topped out. Even though we topped out in the RSI, we hadn't topped out in the price. The price continued to go up until April 12th. So there was like three plus months before we actually started to drop. And so on the power chart, what I'm seeing is we topped out here on February 21st. Oh, that was a year ago. And then we collapsed. The problem I'm seeing is that this is an ascending narrowing wedge, which is a reversal pattern. And so these tend to break bullish. I would be more comfortable if we could break above this trend in the RSI. But this bearish divergence, if it plays out, we're going to break down bearish out of here. Of course, the uptrend in the RSI is promising, but we need to break above this trend line in the price. And then the MACDs are super bullish, but they're way out of control on the overbought side. So this may need to cool off for a while, and if it cools off, you know, we're talking about probably at the very least revisiting the broken level of resistance. So we could see that. Probably the best way to see that level of resistance that's broken is to see it as a range. Yeah. Yep. So if we break down, we may need to revisit this range. But there might be a line of support over here, because this is another area of resistance that we broke above. Yep. So we just have to watch it. I mean, we could get just the pump in volume and we break out bullish and just head for the hills, and that would be awesome. But there's some bearish indicators here you need to be aware of. Crypterium. I was asked to chart this by members of my Patreon community. And what I'm seeing is not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of information here because it looks pretty new. But we see an uptrend in the RSI and a downtrend in the price. That's hidden bullish divergence. And then RSI is bounced. It's moving up. Price is bounced strongly and is moving up. Looks like the volume is building. If the volume continues to build, all right, the volume continues to build, it kind of looks like this trend line. I mean, if the volume continues to build, the price will break out and move towards the top of this trend line. The RSI will break out and move towards, well, really, I mean, if we could draw a trend line to see what the RSI is doing, it looks something like this, which is really steep. It may not be that steep. It's just simply it's so new. But either way, this looks bullish. Looks bullish to me, folks. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, we're going to look at 3 more charts. I know this has been a long one. First, we're going to look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Oh, man, I've got to go. I've got to get out of here. All right, Bitcoin dominance chart. Inconclusive. What do I mean by that? Lower highs in the price, higher highs in the RSI. Lower highs in price plus higher highs in RSI equals hidden bearish divergence. It's breaking down. However, lower lows in the price, higher lows in the price, in the RSI. Lower lows in price plus higher lows in RSI equals classic bullish divergence. It's breaking out. It's inconclusive. Why is it inconclusive? Because if you look at the highs, it says we're breaking down. And if you look at the lows, it says we're breaking out. The one thing I would say is that hidden divergences tend to be slightly more accurate than classic divergences. And if that is the case and the hidden bearish divergence plays out, then what's actually going to happen is Bitcoin dominance is going to break down. And if Bitcoin dominance breaks down, we could visit 35 to 32%. I don't need that. I don't know what I'm doing. And if that's the case, then we're going to see a breakout in the altcoin market. Listen, the Bitcoin dominance chart cannot break down without the altcoin market breaking out. That's what it means. It means that the altcoin market is growing faster than the Bitcoin market is growing. Now, if we look at this total crypto market cap, what we're seeing is a clear uptrend, but we are revisiting this broken level of support. Well, it was a broken level of resistance. Now it's a level of support. We're revisiting that level of support to see, are we going to break out bullish again? Or are we going to break down bearish again? If we break beneath this line, this level is broken and the uptrend is broken, basically. It becomes a downtrend. Well, actually, the uptrend is not broken until we break down beneath the base of that uptrend. I'm looking for this area to hold, however. As we see, the RSI broke beneath, but it bounced and broke back above that line of support. Now, if we look at the total crypto, so this is the altcoin market, right? Excludes Bitcoin. This is the total crypto market cap, which includes Bitcoin. It's interesting that the total crypto market cap and the altcoin market cap look exactly the same. Same thing, broke beneath that line, retesting this region. So what does that mean? Well, it's inconclusive. We're not sure if Bitcoin dominance is going to break out or break down or continue to move sideways. We need more clarity in the indicators. And then secondly, there's no divergence between the total crypto market cap and the altcoin market cap charts. They look the same. So what does that mean? What that means is that for the short term at least, it seems to indicate to me that the market's going to continue to move together for a while. All right, folks, it's getting late and I got to get home, but that's all I got for you today. Yes, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you got some value out of this video, do me a favor and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell. I'd appreciate it very much. But above all, make it your aim to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. And every video I make is designed to empower you to do just that. And with that being said, this is Cryptogenic signing out.